morning, traders. It is Thursday, 9/11/2014, 8:02 a.m. Chicago time. Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. My personal opinions, market data, and recommendations subject to change without notice. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. There appears to be a technical issue if you can hear me. Looks like I do not come through very well for some reason. Let me test, 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 test. Looks like it's okay now. Apologize for that. Sorry, having some technical issues. Let's start over. It is 9/11/2014, Thursday, 8:04 a.m. Chicago time. Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. My personal opinions, market data, and recommendations subject to change without notice. Past performance is not indicative of future results. I want to start by reminding everyone that it is 9/11, 13th anniversary. There have been moments of silence that have already begun, and it's a long list here. At CME Group started at 7:18 Central today. They will observe 1 minute of silence again at 8:28 Central, just 2 minutes after the open. The New York Stock Exchange will observe 1 minute of silence at 8:25 Central, 5 minutes before the open. NYMEX and COMEX open outcry trading will cease for 1 minute on 4 occasions. 7:46 has already occurred. 8:03 is currently just occurred, and then 8:59 Central, just 29 minutes after the open, and then at 9:29 Central, almost an hour after the open. So those are moments of silence that are a memory of the losses that were incurred here in the U.S. on September 11th, 2001. Let's run down through the news real quick. Kind of an odd day, having some technical issues. ECB's Neuer says the ECB can come up with new measures if required. We need to lower euro to hit inflation target. So there's evidence there, clear evidence that the ECB is basically waging a war against a higher euro. The euro recently hit as low as 128.60 on the futures, and the expectation is that it'll continue to fall against the dollar. The dollar is the strongest it's been in some time. In addition to that, RBS, the Royal Bank of Scotland, has confirmed today that it will re-domicile its holding company to England if Scotland votes yes at the referendum next week. This is really important to look at. George Soros actually came out and spoke against this referendum and the changes, and he's basically saying that this will be very hurtful to the UK and to the EU at large to have the Scottish secede from the United Kingdom. The latest Scottish independence poll from Survation says that the no vote is 53%, the yes vote is 47%, giving us a 6-point spread. For the no's, it keeps fluctuating. Just a couple of days ago, it was a 2-point spread for the yes, up from -22. So We'll see how that works out next week. China's August CPI came in below expectations, 2% versus 2.2%. So the Chinese might continue to pump money into their economy. Australian August employment, big beat today, came out at 121,000 versus plus 15,000 consensus, mostly driven by part-time workers. New Zealand kept its rates unchanged, says it's prudent to pause before considering more hikes since the New Zealand dollar is too strong as it is. Obama addressed the nation yesterday in a prime-time speech. The U.S. will lead a broad coalition to degrade and eventually destroy the Islamic State. No boots on the ground. We'll expand airstrikes. We'll target militants wherever they are, including Syria. EU diplomats say no decision on Wednesday whether to implement the new sanctions against Russia. Talks will continue today. You can see them stalling there because it is hurting their economy not to do business with Russia, and Putin knows that. In the most recent news, we have U.S. continuing claims, 2.487 million versus 2.490 million, so missed by 30K, looks like, or 3K. U.S. initial jobless claims came in at 315 versus expected 300,000, so a little bit higher. And that's it. That's really it for the news. Looking ahead at what's left for today, we have EIA natural gas at 9:30, expecting 86 billion cubic feet, and then at 1 p.m. Central, monthly budget statement at negative 130. As far as speakers, 8:45 we have ECB's Kerr leading Dove chairing a panel in Milan, Italy. At 10:15 we have ECB's Kerr again in a panel discussion in Milan. At 2 p.m. Central, ECB Speaker Draghi speaks at that same meeting in Milan. As far as supply events or auctions, we have a 12 o'clock 30-year note reopened for 13 billion. That's what's on deck today. Let's look at the technicals, since this is what we're here for. Price and volume. So, overall, like a bigger picture view. Overall, the ES actually did what was expected yesterday, but in a very odd way. Note the lower high, lower low. As I discussed in yesterday's Trader Bite, that the market is pulling back it's in a balance zone and is pulling back. Yesterday we shifted our MC point of control to 95.50 from 98.50. But overall, the market is just pulling back. It's pausing. I see. It's just incredible how I see the conversation on CNBC and on Twitter and so forth. As soon as the market pulls back, you immediately get all these people telling us that the market's overheated. Is overheated, and that expect a massive correction and all that, and it gets the shorts riled up, and it gets them feeding into the frenzy, and then those are the folks that kind of trigger the covering when it happens. I mentioned 98.50. I'm incorrect. I forgot about the roll. You're looking at charts here in the December contract. That was a boo-boo on my part, but 98.50 represents 90.50 in this contract. So all of the levels from the prior Trader Bites have to be adjusted down by 8 points. 8 points. All of my levels on my charts have been adjusted down by 8 points as well. So again, quoting the December 2014 contract. So that's where we are. Okay. Something's not right about this chart here, because the point of control should be down at 90.50. 50 for this area. It's very odd. Yeah, I need to check my numbers now. So, like I said, technical issues today. Overall, yesterday, again, I'm going to be quoting, even though it happened in September, I'm going to be quoting the December contract. Opening swing 87.50 to 90. The market fell, replayed the, retested the open swing low. But for some reason, I feel like this is incorrect. I'm going to quickly reload the data here. These levels do not seem correct to me. Give me a second to reload the data. The December contract's trading 1979.25. Yeah, so that's correct. But I get a feeling that this the full download I did not take for some reason. So just a moment here. I apologize. Rollovers have a tendency to be messy. There we go. Okay. There you go. So the data was not adjusted. That's why. So you know what? I'm going to cut the Trader Byte short right here because I don't want to give anyone levels that are not correct. I need to re-download my data again. Not sure why the initial download did not take, and make sure that my data is correct. So right now, it is showing this gap here because I adjusted these 2 days, and then the rest of these days did not get adjusted. But this 2010 high should not be 2010. It should be 2002. The December contract adjusts all prior prices by -8 points. I'm going to leave it right here so it gives me a chance to correct my data, and I'll tweet out what I'm looking at for the day. I think that's more useful to you than hearing me go through and do this manually in front of you. So I'm going to cut this Trader Byte short and leave you to adjust the data and make sure that everything is running correctly before the market opens. Remember, if you're using IQ Feed, which is what I use, at 8:30 when the market opens, you're not able to go back and adjust all of your data. They're limited to 10 days. So like I said, I need to bail out now and take care of that before the open in 15 minutes. I apologize for this today. Kind of a messy Trader Byte, but it happens. It's trading. Take care.